All right, hello again. So we're continuing on with recapping week 2, which is last week, the week of September 3rd. And so we're going over what we did in class, just in case you missed it, or maybe you came late, or maybe you need help with it. All right. So this is our Google Classroom page. When you open it, it opens in something called Stream, second period biology, but this video is going out to everyone. So, it doesn't matter which period it is. All right, so Stream tells you it's what that, the analogy is, it's just flowing. So the stream just tells you what we've been doing over time. Okay, so if you want a historical record of what we've been doing, kind of like any kind of social media has a stream, right? So it tells you by time what the latest stuff ends up at top. The things that the items that you're responsible for and that you have to turn in or that count towards your grade are usually under classwork. All right, so if you go to classwork, we start this class with unit 0. Unit 0, I know, 0 technically is not a number. We just, for some reason in science at Valencia High School, start with unit 0. Ended up doing that. Okay, so our first thing that we did is I posted an article, and if you if you click on it, expand and view assignment, it shouldn't show you this. Okay, it shows you what the title of the assignment is. It says article CO2, which stands for carbon dioxide slowdown due to coronavirus. That's the name of the article, or topic of the article, or actually title of the article. If you click on it, it takes you to the worksheet, to the form that you have to fill out. Okay, so it's asking you, it asks you 5 questions. All right, so the questions are right here. What is the topic of the article? What does the author say about pollution and coronavirus? Do you think the author has data to support what they're saying? What evidence does the author provide to support their claim? Do you think the author's claim and evidence are appropriate? Why or why not? Okay, so some of the key words here that I hope it's part of your vocabulary already are things, the words claim, okay, right there, claim, evidence, okay, and let's see, data, right? So these are things we're connecting to what's happening now with the virus. We're connecting that to what we cover in biology. All right, so one of the first things in science, or in this class in biology, we learn about is claim, evidence, and reasoning. Okay, so one thing leads to another. A claim is like this: CO2 slowdown due to coronavirus. That's a claim. The reasoning usually involves some kind of evidence that they're giving you. Actually, claim is that evidence is some kind of data that they're providing, right? So claim, evidence, reasoning, CER. Evidence is data in the form of graphs, in the form of tables, any kind of numbers usually, or pictures, diagrams. And then the reasoning is, so I said this, I showed you this, and because of all that, I reasoned that this is happening, right? So this article, you need to complete. So your first assignment is to complete these 5, or answer these 5 questions. In order to answer them, you have to read the article. The article is linked in this blue link right here, blue colored letter or word that says link. You click on it. If for some reason it doesn't give you the complete article, it just gives you half, it means you have to sign in. All right, so a lot of these resources you have to sign into. And what you do is you sign in. I've already enrolled you in Newsela. Newsela is the resource, but you have to kind of create an account. So you have to use your Google, your classroom or school email and password to sign in or create an account. It asks you to allow certain things, just go ahead and do it. Okay, so here's the article. The cool thing about Newsela is you can change the reading levels, right? So just look at if you notice, will coronavirus reduce carbon pollution? That's the top title of the article right now. If I go to another level, could coronavirus reduce air pollution? It changes the title, it changes the content. Towards the bottom is the lower reading level, easier words if you need it. And it doesn't reflect on anything. If you want simpler language, it doesn't mean you're not as intelligent. Sometimes it just easier words get the point across better, right? But if you want to challenge yourself, you can go to max. Okay, and that will, again, it changes the title and all the words in here, right? So this is the article. I'm not going to go over it word by word, but basically it's giving you its claim is, right? You can see the claim already. Coronavirus could cause drop in global CO2 emissions. Okay, so the pandemic of the virus can maybe cause some kind of reduction in CO2 emissions. CO2, we talked about in class, is something you breathe out, but it's also created when you burn things, like all the forest fires that are happening right now in California are creating carbon dioxide that's stored within the trees, right? So trees actually breathe in carbon dioxide, they use it to build themselves, and they breathe out oxygen. But other things that do it also are factories, because they use trees. Basically, they use trees to make things like this computer I'm speaking on or using, and anything that's manufactured. Cars also breathe out carbon dioxide. So there's an excess of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, and carbon dioxide can trap heat. It can keep heat on Earth longer than it should stay. And that's causing all kinds of issues because it's raising global temperatures. So coronavirus, because people can't go to work, people can't drive or don't need to drive, is indirectly kind of affecting the production of CO2, the bad production of CO2. And so that's what this article is all about. Okay, so it's talking about what happened in China, right? It's saying China is the source of the disease and the world's largest carbon emitter, right? So that's significant. That's evidence, right? It's saying that one of the biggest carbon emitters in the world, or the biggest carbon emitter in the world, where the disease started, shut down, basically, right? That's what they're presuming or implying. And because of that, there was a 25% carbon dioxide cut, right? So whenever you see numbers, that should point you to something called evidence, right? So in a courtroom, when a lawyer is producing, like, here's the bloody knife, that's the evidence, right? So here is the number, 25% carbon dioxide cut. That's the number, that's evidence, right? So then the reasoning would be that, because this shutdown in the factories happened, carbon dioxide emission is getting cut. So, or carbon dioxide levels, pollution is getting lowered, right? So that's claim evidence reasoning. Okay, so so using that article, you're going to answer these questions, or you're answering these questions about that article here. And then I don't have the submit button, but you will have, instead of share here, I believe it's a submit. And if you have not finished, you can finish it and submit it, right? So that was what we did first week, including, there's also another video linked on Google Classroom that talks about what we did with the creation of table of contents. We'll go over what to do with that today in class, okay, or later in class. If you have questions about this, please email or leave comments on Google Classroom, or we'll talk during class. All right. Hope this has been helpful, and I will see you later.